All right, guys, so up to this point, we created our local settings, which is just exclusive to our server, our droplet, and we have all the database stuff added. One thing, or a couple things I forgot to add to this document, which I just added now, you probably didn't see in the last video, is we need to actually run our migrations, because that's what's going to create the tables and stuff inside of Postgres. All right, then we need to create a super user just like we did on the local development, and then we need to collect static, because any static files that are in subfolders should be taken out and put in a main static file in the root directory. Okay, after that we can just test this out with the default Python server, and then we'll move on to Unicorn and stuff like that. All right, so let's go to our server, and we're gonna just go ahead and run, make sure you're in your BTRE project. We're gonna run Python manage.py, and let's do make migrations. Now this should actually say that there are no migrations, because we shouldn't have any that haven't been ran. So if we go ahead and do that, good, no changes detected. So now we actually want to do migrate, which is going to create our tables. Okay, so let's say migrate. Awesome. So seeing all these green OKs means that our database is connected correctly. Okay, so we have our BTRE prod database, and all the stuff should have went in there and did what it was supposed to do. Otherwise, you'd have a bunch of red errors. If you do have a bunch of red errors, go into your local settings file that we created in the last video and make sure all of the parameters are exact to what you did on your remote server. They shouldn't match your local settings. All right, and it should give you some pretty clear errors as well. So I'm going to clear this up. So now that we did our migration, let's create a super user. So we'll say Python manage.py create super user. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to use Django admin. I'm just going to use Brad as my super user. And email address, I'll just use brad@gmail.com, which is not a real email address, by the way. So password, I'll do abc123. Password is too short. Bypass validation. It's fine. All right, so our super user is created, and then the last thing I want to do here before we open our port and try to run the server is we need to collect our static files. Okay, so all the static files that are in subfolders or apps should all be placed into a main static folder, and that's what that's going to do. So let's run Python manage.py collect static. Okay, so 151 static files. That's all CSS, all any JavaScript, images, even the admin stuff. It's all going to get put in this static folder now. In fact, if we ls static, you'll see even the admin folder is in there. All right, awesome. So now let's open our port. So sudo ufw, this is our firewall. We want to allow port 8000 because that's what it runs on by default. Excuse me. And let's try to run our local server. So Python manage.py run server. Actually, you know what? That's wrong. I'm sorry. We need to get out of that. So if we look at the gist here, we actually want to do run server and then 000 port 8000. So I'm just going to copy that. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, so now, and I realized that because it said 127, it should have this 000. So now let's take our IP address from DigitalOcean. Let's go to a new tab and make sure we go to : so port 8000. All right, guys, now one thing I didn't account for is the static files, because since I set debug to false in our local settings, it's basically saying, all right, well, Nginx or whatever we use is going to take care of static files. So for now, I'm going to go back. I'm going to escape out of the server here, and let's do sudo nano, And we want to go into local settings, which is in the BTRE, and then local underscore settings dot py. And for now, let's set debug to true. And hopefully that works. So we'll get out of this, save it, yes, enter. Okay, and now let's run the server again and reload. There we go. Okay. And you know, once we start to implement Unicorn and Nginx will take care of our static assets. But for now, I'm just going to leave debug to false. Okay, and notice that there's nothing. There's no team members. There's no listings, and that's exactly what we want. We didn't want to deploy with that data. We want to deploy as a fresh application. So that's exactly what we want. So there's no users. Let's check the admin area. Oops, we don't want to go to listings admin. We just want /admin. And let's see, I used Brad. Okay, there's our admin area. If we go to like listings, there's nothing here. All right, so that's exactly how it should be right now. So let's actually add some data. We don't have to add everything, but let's make sure everything is working. So I'm going to start by adding realtors. So let's go to realtors. Okay, we'll say add new. Let's add good old Kyle Brown. And we'll say choose file, and we're going to go to, let's see, desktop. You want to go to your resources, images, realtors, Kyle. Description, I'm just going to grab some dummy text from lipsum.com. Just generate some text here, and I'll grab that. Oops, is that right? Oh, what the heck? Oh, I copied the wrong thing. And by the way, this obviously isn't going to be running on 8,000. This is just the default Django server. We're going to be doing a more professional deployment using Nginx and stuff like that. But for now, I just want to test out the functionality. So phone number, email, Kyle, and we'll say is MVP. And then hire date, just pick something back here in 2017, and let's save. And hopefully this works. Let's go to the front end. So I'm just going to open the view site in a new tab. Let's go to about. There he is. Awesome. And the picture shows up. Everything that's being uploaded is going to the media folder. It's exactly what we want. So let's add the other realtors since this is real quick. So we'll say Mark Hudson. Paste that in. Let's do 444. Oops. Okay, then we'll add Jenny. Okay, so now let's go back to, let's see, we'll go to listings. And let's do add listing. And let's choose Kyle. This is going to be 45 Drivewood Circle. Let's see, address. I'm going to put the same thing. Oh, it auto-filled for us. That's cool. So description, I'll just paste this in. Price is, let's see, let's do $490. Bedrooms is going to be 3. Bathrooms 2. Garage 2 square feet. What was the square feet? 3298. And you can put anything you want here. I mean, you guys can just throw some crap in here just to test out, but you know, I just want to have some valid looking data for the course. So lot size, I'm going to say 2.3, And then let's grab the photos. So photo main is going to be in images, homes, home 1. Okay, whoops. Yeah, okay, so photo 1 is going to be home inside 1. Photo 2 will be home inside 2. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, let's save it. Let's go to our front end here. Let's go to home. Okay, there's our featured listing. Let's go to the listings page. There it is. More info. Awesome. Perfect. Good. All right, so I'm just going to add a couple more here. Let's see. Let's do, what was the next one? Let's do Jefferson Lane, which is Mark. So it's 18 Jefferson Lane, Woburn. Price on this is going to be 55. Bedrooms will be 4. Bathrooms 2.5. Garage 1. Square feet, let's say 3,100. Lot size 1.5. And then pictures, let's do home 2. Oh, that's home inside. I want home 2. And this one will be home inside 1. We'll do home inside 2. And let's do one more. 3. Okay, so we'll go ahead and save that. And now, if we go back to the home page, now we have our second listing. Cool. So let's do one more for now. So let's see, what am I doing? Add listing. And let's see. We'll do Woodrow Street. So this one will be Jenny's. This will be 187 Woodrow Street. Oh, I lost my text. Okay, so let's see the price for this one. Let's do 580. Bedrooms 3, bathrooms, let's do 2.5. Garage, let's do 1. Square feet, we'll say 3,400. And lot size, we'll say 1.2. And this is going to be home 3 for the image. And I'll just grab one of the inside images, okay, just to kind of hurry this along. So let's save that, reload, and there we go. All right, guys, so, and you can see we're logged in here in the front end because we're logged in as Brad, as the admin in the back end, so it's going to show that. Okay, so now what I want to do is, obviously we don't want, I mean, if we left it like this, we would have to always have the terminal open, and you don't want, this is not a production way of doing things. So this is where Goonicorn comes in, where it will constantly serve it on port 8000 without having to, just keep this caught up. So, we'll be able to get out of this. Oops, what did I just do? So we'll be able to get out of this if it lets me. It's not letting me for some reason. Control C. There we go. All right, geez. So now you'll see if I go and I reload, that's not going to work anymore. Obviously, that's not a good thing. So that's where Goonicorn comes in. And then we want to set up Nginx so we can actually serve it on port 80, so we don't have to go to :8000. That way the app will just be on this IP. And then the final step is to connect a domain name so we can actually go to whatever, btrealestate.co, and it'll pull up our Python application, and then we're done. All right, so we're almost there, guys. Like I said, in the next video, let me just check our deployment here. Yeah, in the next video, we're going to start on the Goonicorn setup. So I'll see you then.